Hyperactive. Dread, why don't you break this down for me? What are we looking at? Where have we been? Where are we going?
So this is how
does get knocked off the podium right now, but let's take a look at this top 4 finale teams right now and how this will work. That being said, our shout to 3v3 was big. This is even bigger. Hyperactive, what do we got? I mean, we got some absolute demons here in this next lobby. Dread, I mean, taking a look at where we've been, I mean, we talked about momentum, and I think you're kind of rooting for that one momentum team. Such a long day ahead of them. Momentum's got to keep rolling, got to keep that energy up, but we're headed into this game. Hyperactive, Dread, take it away. Let's see who will come out on top.
If you've been here since the very start, when I say the very start, been watching maybe the European top 16 that's been going down, then you've had a very long day. But if you've just woken up for the Americas, well, we're getting to the end of it all. We are finally able to close out a potential winner, but look who we have on our screen first. Nightmare versus Pulsar to kick things off. Sledge versus, well, fairly standard from Nightmare.
Yep, absolutely. Lasagna rocking that KS-23. Going to be shooting through those walls, trying to line up some shots on the Pulsar here. He's able to find them a little bit, but they're just going to hop to grab that box and just get out. They already have a reverse gateway set up, ready to go. Lasagna's just going to hop right through that. Busy's going to jump through it with an RPG in hand. Same thing followed by Stooge. Stooge is going to go ahead and take out Llama, but he is going to get traded out by Spawns there. Spawns being the last one alive on the side of Pulsar. It's going to be the last one to go through that gateway and just kind of say hi to Lasagna for just a second. He's going to go ahead and get wiped there, but quick plug and quick wipe from Nightmare. Looks like on the other side of the map, too, Luminon has won their fight and got a plug at just about the same amount of time. So not too much of a stagger here.
Should be quite standard off the rip. One side gets wiped, the other side, the other team then goes and has a happy day, but immediately spawning back in. Darkside is going to flip over to the opposite side, so we are actually going to see Darkside now face Nightmare and Pulsar go against Luminon, which is really nice to see because they've already shaped up to one of the teams. Now you're going against a fresh face with a different strategy. It could change things up entirely as Busy opens things up. Says, you know what, even with a new strat in place, a new team, Myro is no match for me. And Nightmare, well, they're hunting for more. How about a second here, but caught off guard. Lasagna getting a little too aggressive, will drop to the floor.
Yeah, Recobs was just barely able to get out of there, but Busy and Stu come to the rescue to save their boy Lasagna there. Finish off that team wipe, and look at, they're already going towards the cathedral there, towards the middle of the map, because they know that there's still a fight going on the other side of the map, and they know that nobody's going to spawn up in time to get that box. They have that first box pretty much secured. Maybe one of them's going to stay back just a little bit, but on the other side of the map, we do have Pulsar fighting with Luminon here. Not a lot of time left on the box. We got trades coming in for both teams here. Llama's still alive. He's very hurt, though. Normalize and grab. They're still up top. Llama is going to winch Normalize down, but he's too hurt to really commit to that trade there, so he's going to winch him down and just kind of back away. They're going to go for the point. He has to stick it now. This is the last time he can hop on that. Here comes the heals from Cafaneo, but it's not going to be enough. Normalize and grab. They're going to hop down there. They're going to stop that with a kick to end Llama's life. Down goes Cafaneo as well. Luminon securing that box and the wipe on the other side of the map. Nightmare did secure that. Darkside came in for one more fight, it looked like, but Nightmare was there to secure it.
Hats off to Luminon, recognizing they were going against Pulsar, and in doing so, I'm sure you noticed how quickly that Luminon stepped away. Not away, but spread themselves out, made it harder for Llama to go and swing that sledge and cause a load of havoc and damage that he's done previously. So hats off to Luminon for recognizing that. However, we're playing Punji, are we, Lasagna? I know he's all for fun and games, but maybe not in the middle of a firefight, as he has to go up against Lamp. And in doing so, Lamp gets dropped to the floor.
Yeah, he was using that healing emitter to block some of the shots there, but it wasn't enough. He was in a 1v2 there. stuck in between Busy and Lasagna. He's gonna end up going down. Normalize trying desperately to make it away from Lasagna here. He needs this regen to start. The dome shield ends up going down. Turns it on to Llama, able to get the kill, but he immediately gets trayed out by Stu-J. Now it's only Grad left alive. Definitely doesn't want to wipe here. They need to keep that money. And Nightmare does get that plug. And that was a pretty important fight for Nightmare because that puts them in the lead over Luminon now. But Luminon didn't quite fully wipe, so they're going to be able to come back and fight this again. This is going to be a really, really important box between those two. On the other side of the map, Darkside was able to win their fight against Pulsar and get the plug.
You have to remember that Darkside against Pulsar, that would really favor Darkside with two lights if they play distance, because I believe one of them's using XP and the other one's using the LH1. So you have range and then you have that CQB, which can come into play in its right moments. However, this is a lot of noise from Luminon. Oh, come on, boys. It's getting to the evening for the UK. We have a noise complaint coming in. Way too much and giving their position away.
Yeah, but they are also giving all of the cover away so that Nightmare has to back up. And look at Grad with the huge flank, making them back up even farther so they're able to get that steal. Nightmare's going to opt to play for the retake here. Big RPG, unfortunately, doesn't really connect for Normalize. Just hits barely that edge right in front of him there. Luckily, he doesn't do too much self-damage, though. He's going to drop down that healing emitter, trying to break through the floor to peek. Lasagna ends up going down. And now, there's only two up left alive for Nightmare. And two, now they actually do get that trade over on Lamp. I didn't even see that, so Luminon, they're going to have to hold on to this. Drops coming through. Hyperactive, they're going to have to go for this now.
Gotta commit to the steal, gotta commit to make it work. Still going through, now they get pushed off. And all the chaos endues in itself as Nightmare will take advantage. Lamp is the one left alive. He needs to find a way to create that denial, but still Nightmare continue to back to Bruise and push him to the floor. Nightmare will get it. On the other side, Darkside has been beating up Pulsar. One last opportunity. Pulsar's got to commit. Got to make sure it comes through in a pitch-perfect way. Has there been a stall? It has been installed.
Nope.
Darkside are finding themselves in second place right now.
No way Darkside was able to hold on to that in the absolute chaos. Recops being the last one left alive. Able to win that 1v1 against Cafaneo after that box ended as well. And Nightmare winning that fight against Luminon was huge for them because that puts them in first place going into these last set of boxes, which is absolutely massive. Puts Luminon in a pretty tough spot now because they have to get a plug here, and they really wanted to get split. But on the other side, Pulsar, they really could use a double or a split. Either way, they just have to make sure at least one of these boxes get plugged. So this is really coming down to the wire now for all of these teams. Nightmare got to be really careful about not wiping, and they get that plug too. So Nightmare have pretty much secured themselves through, at least now, unless somebody gets seen here at the last second. But it looks like we are going to get a split. Lamp really making his way across on those zip lines there. The split does come through. I think everybody in this lobby, Hyperactive, are going to be capitalizing on this box because especially Pulsar, even if they take it from Nightmare, they're not going to pass him.
Exactly. I was about to make that point. Great minds think alike, doesn't it, Dread? Pulsar desperately will have to fight B. If they go and steal on A, yeah, sure, they're probably going to get it for free. Pulsar, Nightmare ain't going to think much about it. But the reality is they need to fight. And why? Why, Pulsar? Why are you fighting for this? It seems wrong to fight for it. But at the same time, it does kind of make sense because you're having to face off Luminon. You've got to stop them from getting that point as well because that makes life even harder for you.
Yeah, Pulsar and Darkside are both here on this point. I mean, Pulsar, they're in a really tough spot here. They have to get the wipe onto Darkside, and they've got to be able to get the box. Spawns does get the pick onto Stu-J there. And Luminon, they really need kills as well, too, especially if Pulsar is able, or excuse me, if Darkside is able to take this box, Luminon is going to need kills. And here comes the steal coming through. Pulsar's got to stop this. Miro ends up coming down, but it actually goes through. Are they going to be able to hold on to it, though? Kusanagi is the last one left alive. Spawns getting a double kill. They're hopping on it now. Here comes Nightmare to try to stop them from taking it away from Darkside, but it goes through again. Luminon are just barely ahead of them. Are they going to be able to hold on to it?
Pulsar looking like they're playing for third here. I think they've realized their mistake in accepting fate, so if they can just hold on for a few more seconds, at least they can play upsets to whoever is in front of them. Luminon has the sight on the other side. They're not wanting to fight here, but it's still kill race territory, and they can secure safety. They can get safety if they can get a few more kills onto their side. Nightmare still going, making sure they can keep the kill count up, but it doesn't matter. The score is set. Nightmare versus Luminon will be your battle.
Wow, and look at how close the money was at the end there, but Luminon was able to hold on. It got a little sketchy for them fighting Nightmare for that second to last box. Nightmare was able to come out on top, but Luminon was able to bring it back and get that last box to bring them up in there. Darkside ended up getting 4th place, and Pulsar ended up getting 3rd. But what a close cash-out game to end that one. Soyo, what do you think?
Nightmare versus Luminon. This could not be better. This is an absolute cinema matchup coming up in this best of 3v3. That being said, this match could have went any which way. Pulsar losing a little bit of momentum early on, opted to play for 3rd. There was basically no other opportunity. I was surprised they opted to go fight that 3rd-party situation because Nightmare was trying to help Darkside in, maybe thinking they were an easier opponent. But I mean, right here, beautiful steal from Darkside, but not going to be enough because Pulsar got that back and secured themselves a 3rd place. Hyper, I mean, what do you think here?
I think there was a lot of mistakes that in this game that really cost a lot of teams. First of all, Pulsar right at the end, the obvious.
Kind of look at how this has gone. We talked about it before, Nightmare and Luminon being that top 2 spot in that cash